There's a huge trend in the eating out marketplace at the moment towards healthy options and healthy living. We're seeing more guys not going to the golf course and picking up their mountain bike, and certainly at the moment, instead of fad diets, across the country we're seeing a much stronger trend towards general healthy living lifestyle. But what's really important these days is that we have this healthy lifestyle, but without compromise when we go out to eat. So I don't want to compromise on flavour, I don't want to compromise on taste, I want to have a great fun experience and really enjoy my food. I think in pubs we've been used to, over the last 10-15 years, seeing quite bland salads of iceberg lettuce, tomato and cucumber, maybe with some kind of French vinaigrette and some prawns on the top, or Marie-Rose sauce. And the world of salads can be really exciting, really different, really vibrant. I'd like to introduce you to Richard Monsell, who's prepared a range of colourful and exciting ingredients. Richard is our kind of ingredients expert. So Richard, we've got kind of some very traditional ingredients that we're quite used to seeing in pubs over here. Do you want to talk us through some of these leaves and cuts that you've prepared for us?
Right, we do still need to stay with our salad base. The advantage is that it has volume and it's perhaps the least expensive component going on. And we can buy pre-prepared, already washed, already void of dirt and aphids, one hopes, good clean leaves.
Yep.
So this is a very sort of standard commercialised mix. It's got some colour going on there, it's got some root and crunch, so texturally it's interesting, and a variety of flavours going through the leaves. We've got something like this here, rocket, nice and peppery, so a very strong, definite flavour going on there. And then a bistro mix, more succulent but interesting leaves. So visually and architecturally, a bit of fun. I think there's some lamb's lettuce in there and mash. So a little bit more exotic, a little bit pricier.
It's great now that you can buy it in sort of pre-washed rather than messing around, sort of spinning the leaves.
Indeed.
And the quality comes in pretty good these days. So great. Okay.
So we've got the flavour there.
Leaves, yeah.
We can further help out with some fresh herbs, mixture of. So in this case, coriander would be one. Chives, of course, coming from the back garden. Flat leaf parsley, dill. Try and avoid things like the rosemary and the thyme because they're quite tough, chewy herbs and don't really lend themselves to this environment.
Well, certainly coriander's brilliant flavour in salads and probably a bit underused now, but great.
Perfume on it and great flavour. Another thing I've done, I've got a bit of sage here which I've deep fried. Deep fried basil, another option. So it's just a little bit of point of difference, a little bit of extra effort, and it's that little textural and flavoursome surprise for your customer or the guest experience is just enhanced with that. Here we've got our really classic collection of mixed peppers, tutti frutti I call this, or the Skittles. So always bright and vibrant, nice bit of crunch. But always bear in mind, what you're trying to achieve is, people always ask me, what size should I cut something? Well, here is the journey. Right, so bite size and convenience. So to that end, bear that in mind when cutting items. So I've taken a bit of cucumber there. Architecturally, it's very pleasing, but it's not necessarily an easy bite. So dice and so forth, things like that.
So how often, Richard, would you say, chef comes in the morning, prepares his salad? Is it for a service session a day, a couple of days? What would be your advice?
It would be lovely if you came in every day and cut fresh salad items, because that is when they're going to be at their most bright, they're vibrant, their crunch, their texture will be there, and their vitamin, because this is the other thing that people are after, is their vitamin and mineral content. So, let's not let that bleach away over 2 or 3 days waiting for the customer to come along and order it. Let's just, aim to run out perhaps.
So more of sort of prepare for your service session rather than for your full day or days in advance. No,
be prepared to cut something up if necessary.
So a few more things that we'll recognise here, perhaps a few more unusual ingredients. Do you want to talk us through croutons?
A bit of protein and carbohydrate going on here. This is, say, the body or the substance that's going to fill you up. So winter salad, we're in dear old England, we need winter salad, so a little bit of chicken there, a little bit of chorizo, sautéed off and cooked with a bit of paprika. So it's got something to talk about, it's got some high flavour, so it will be of interest, it will satiate. Roasted root vegetables, again, autumn warm salad, really inexpensive items, carrots, swedes, sweet potato, butternut squash, and some red onion in there. So
Yep.
Again, interesting for the waiter, waitress to talk about with the customer.
And that's not roasting to order. I take it you could do that in advance and bring it up to temperature. Yeah, yeah.
There's no reason why that couldn't be on a risotto as well, or
Absolutely,
in some other arena.
Yeah.
Sitting behind that, couscous. So we've got a little bit of marriage. These sort of things sort of lend themselves to North Africa and so forth. But couscous, quinoa, giant couscous, what's that, black rice, camargue rice, all these sort of carbohydrates that are coming through that we see in other prepared pot salads. But again, very in vogue and great menu descriptors. Bit of pancetta sitting over there. And that sort of lends itself perhaps to an avocado and sort of that salt, sweety, bacony flavour, pork flavour.
Yeah, creates some great height on a dish as well, doesn't it? You know, it's really visually quite beautiful. Yeah, great. Yeah, just a better alternative to just normal bacon, I think. You know, like you might see in a pub salads, you know, from time to time. And
then taking a little lean from the salad niçoise and the French, cooked greens. Again, greens high in vitamins, high in minerals, good for you. And blend in your herbs, the greens, the eggs and so forth. You've got your protein. Always nice to have a bit of expensive cheese, a bit of parmesan, again, because it's got that sweet, salty flavour on it. And then looking at the croutons. Yes, you can just have diced, but why not tear apart a loaf or a bun or something, get a bit of olive oil drizzled on there and some seasoning, and just toast that in the oven. And you've got something, again, which is textural, it's unusual, it's what I call an architectural shape. It's a bit of fun.
Cool.
Right.
So fruits and nuts, talk us through this more unusual, yeah.
Again, superfooding it, just getting the dish descriptor more interesting, getting more items going there to make it that bit more exciting. So on the superfood front, you've got your beetroot as a classic and berries. Why not have some dried fruit? No issue with having that in the back of the kitchen, lasts forever. In this case, apricots, marries in beautifully with the couscous, marries in with that, and all of a sudden you've got different textures coming together. Seeds, sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, high in exotic little nutrients that we need but not great quantities of, but also they've got nice crunch and texture. Walnuts, love them or hate them, but very good for you. Almonds, very good for you, highly recommended in the male diet. Fruits, yes, these are wonderful, nice, you know, white grapes, black grapes, but there's a little bit more going on in the world than just grapes as an ingredient. So when mandarins are in or satsumas or anything like that, you can use those. This here I've got some plum, but nectarine, another gorgeous ingredient. And then avocado, again, another superfood with all the components going there. Now, what are we going to dress them with? Well, dressing can be really simple. It can just be a lemon juice and olive oil. Get the leaves dressed and squeeze that on. You can have a bit of fun. So here I've gone with a grain mustard, a little bit of honey in there, olive oil and a touch of white wine vinegar, and just stirred up. Emulsifies nicely, homemade. So you've got your homemade descriptor and you've got something to talk about on the menu, which has got to be the key item. Now, of course, you can run off and get something ready-made, but it might be a little bit too acidic. It's got some odd herbs in there, and you're not in charge of it. You're just hoping that that's going to be nice.
Quite expensive as well, and not as good quality as making yourself. And for something so simple, I think it's a really fair trade-off. Well, thanks for talking us through that, Richard. But I'm going to set you a challenge. I'd like you to use some of these ingredients and come up with something that's going to inspire the guys that are watching. Maybe something a little bit different. Maybe we were talking about kind of a rainbow salad.
Yeah, rainbow salad. Let's do that.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. First thing, I'm going to be posh, and I'm going to take the bistro leaves. And as I mentioned, let's dress the leaves. Let's have a little bit of flavour on those. So olive oil, lemon juice is all I'm going to be, as exotic as I'm going to get on this. And it is all last minute. This will cook the leaves, so they will literally wilt if you don't do something with them very quickly. I'm going to put a bit of salt on there as well. So we'll say, here's my volume going on, not too expensive. Sorry, can I just have that bowl there? Let's bring that to me. Immediately into the bowl.
Yep.
And as it's been mentioned in other videos, height is elegance at all times. You want to build it up. All right. I like a bit of herb in there, just distributed through. Again, it's on the bite. It's that little bit of surprise you get when you're eating something. It's like, what was that? What was that? You keep asking yourself as you try and detect a flavour. I think we'll use some of the couscous. We've gone to the trouble of producing it. And I think a few berries around that will sort that out. And again, I just want to get a nice eclectic mixture of a little bit of the fruit. Again, orange is quite soft, but the plum there has got a bit of crunch on it. I think maybe a whole walnut will do. Asparagus tips. Bear in mind there's an 8 or 11-week season for asparagus, or at least British asparagus. So if you really want to take advantage of that, do it when the British season is on. Don't worry about getting them from Spain or Peru. Let's have British asparagus. Let's maintain our sort of provenance and celebrate English items. What else can we go on there? My fun croutons, slightly larger. And I think I'll have a bit of protein on there as well. And the real proof as the pudding chef is to try your own creations. You know, how does this balance out? Let's have a bit more leaf just on top to lift it. And I might, in this instance, just give it a bit more of a wet with some dressing. Is there anything I've forgotten there, Luke?
Oh, it looks great, Richard.
Just maybe a cherry tomato or two. Again, don't try and leave the customer chasing this around the plate. You do the work in the kitchen, chef. Cut this in half. Let's maybe back to our odds and evens, and let's have 5 pieces for garnish. All right.
Fantastic. Well, guys, this is certainly a little bit different to what you might expect on a pub salad menu, but we've got some really cracking flavours going on. You know, with not only the leaves, but the dried fruits, the fresh fruits, the tomatoes, the seeds. It's something that very different and very colourful and challenge well met. I found it really helpful, and it's great to see all the ingredients kind of listed out on the board there. So Richard, really appreciate your help and your knowledge there. Thanks for watching, guys, and look forward to seeing you again on the next video.